Football season is just days away, and we couldn't think of a better, more beautiful guest to talk all things X's and O's. Let's welcome back Marnie Schneider, author of Football, Freddie and Fumble the Dog children's book series and CEO of Gameday in the USA. Great to have you back.
Oh, thank you. What a nice intro. Thank you so much.
You deserve it every time. Congratulations on your new book.
Thank you.
So tell us more about Football, Freddie and Fumble the Dog, Gameday in Canton.
Canton.
Why Canton?
Well, Canton is where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is located.
Before I did this research, I did not know that.
Oh, okay. Well, then this is going to be, I'm going to leave this book here for you, and you're going to learn all about the great city of Canton and then the incredible Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's
exciting. Yeah, it was lots of fun to team up with them and let everybody know about the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which is, like we'd like to say, it's not one team is there, but 32 teams are represented.
Right.
So, I mean, there's less than 400 people that are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Wow.
So imagine, out of all the years, there's over 100 years in professional football, and so less than 400 people. So you really have to be quite an accomplished athlete or contributor to the NFL to make it into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I liken it to this: more people have won the lottery than have made it into the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, but what I thought was interesting is learning a little bit more about Canton and football in Canton. Mm-hmm. You know, there was a football team called the Bulldogs.
Yes.
So I didn't realize that. They no longer play.
No.
So they're in the history books. However, did Canton ever think about having another football team to just play on the main stage with all the other NFL teams?
Well, I think because it's so close to Cleveland, that really truly Cleveland is kind of the hometown team for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You know, the people that really are diehard Pro Football Hall of Famers. But what's really interesting is that the city of Canton is a very old historical city. It's really wonderful, and it's really done an amazing job of sustaining the legacy of the Pro Football Hall of Fame being there. So it's really a great place to visit. But if you can't visit, then you get to read Football, Freddie and Fumble the Dog, Gameday in Canton, and you really feel like you're there. So you get to see all the sights in the city and then make your way to the museum, the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
And that's the beauty of this series, because you use football as sort of the central point as to why you visit particular cities, but as soon as you open it up, you're learning all about the history of that city and the people that make it up, in addition to the football.
Well, that is definitely true. Thank you. Yes. I mean, ideally, we want everybody to be reading. So our number one objective at Gameday is to get kids reading. So however we have to do it, we will figure out a way to do it, because reading is the best coping skill that we can give kids, reading and playing, and certainly the arts as well. But getting kids to read is something that we really take seriously. So for us, finding ways to include everybody so that they know about the community, they know about travel and tourism and the things that go on, and being a fan, and then you get to celebrate what it's like to be a fan. And there's nothing more fun than going and cheering on your favorite team.
It is so true. It is so true. But I have to point out the first one in the series.
Yes.
And why was this the first one?
Well, the first one is Philadelphia, Football, Freddie and Fumble the Dog, Gameday in Philadelphia. I grew up in Philadelphia. I love Philadelphia. My grandfather owned the Philadelphia Eagles, and my mom, Susan, who's my co-author on a few of the books, ran the team for my grandfather. So she, to this day, is still the first and only female general manager, vice president, and legal counsel of a professional football team. So I'm very proud of my mom.
No one else has followed in her footsteps.
Well, I think that they have, but what's really interesting is that my grandfather looked around and said, the most qualified person for this job, sure, she's my daughter, but it's a woman.
Right.
And so bravo to my grandfather.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And then number two, of course, is the Carolinas.
Yes.
And just like Cleveland and Canton, we look to Charlotte for our football, our professional football. But speaking of professional football, so season kicks off on September 7th, but I have to also ask you, college football, is there any particular college you're rooting for?
Well, I went to Penn State, so of course I'm a Nittany Lion. I love. They won the Rose Bowl last year, so I definitely always cheer for Penn State. And the plan is to continue the series, do all the professional football teams, and then do the same thing with college teams. So whether it's Gameday in Tuscaloosa, Gameday, in Penn State, Happy Valley, so that would be lots of fun. Gameday, certainly at University of South Carolina and and also, University of Southern California.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
Trojan and Gamecock. We'll get them both.
I appreciate
Yes,
that.
of course.
So for people who want more information on these books and where to find them, because gift giving season is coming up, where do they go?
All right, well, so for our newest book, Gameday in Canton, you have to go to the ProFootballHallOfFame.com, and that's where it's available. For all the other books, go to Gameday in the USA, GamedayInTheUSA.com, and get your Football Freddy books and read along with Freddie and Fumble as they travel around and see all the great sights, and then go cheer on the team.
Cheer
Yeah.
team. Go team. All
That's right.
Thank you so much, Marnie.
Thank
Great
you,
to have
Layla. Thank you.
We're back after this.